This to me is the best field I have ever seen for heroes. Hey guys, this is James with RogueDuelist Trade, and I am actually doing a very different video today. And this type of content is not normally going to be on RogueDuelist Trade. I'm actually doing a soft launch of a new YouTube channel that I'm going to be calling RogueDuelist TV. So on my new channel, what I want to be able to do is go over deck profiles, combos, and also do Yu-Gi-Oh skits. This is actually something I've been wanting to do for a while now. And I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I might not be posting content on this new channel as consistently as I am with RogueDuelist Trade, but I want it to be something that I kind of organically grow, and as I have more capacity to build more content for. I would like my new channel, RogueDuelist TV, to have more shorts, as I mentioned, skits or combo plays and stuff like that. So in this video, it's going to be an example of a combo that I've actually built with my hero deck, and this is something that I feel is actually very relevant right now for the current meta format. This is something very near and dear to my heart. I absolutely love heroes. You guys have heard me talk about that on RogueDuelist Trade. So I just wanted to be able to share this a little bit with you guys. But again, I want to keep my content on RogueDuelist Trade very niche towards Yu-Gi-Oh investments. So again, if you guys like this type of content, go down in the description below and you'll be able to find a link to my new channel, RogueDuelist TV. So definitely go check that out. Subscribe so that you guys can see more content there. But I am posting this video both on RogueDuelist Trade and on RogueDuelist TV just to help get the word out there and hopefully grow that channel. But let's go ahead and get right into this video. So I actually developed something through examples of watching other players kind of experimenting with the hero strategy in today's meta. And I saw a video on how to get Dragoon on the board with heroes. And then I started seeing something that I've noticed nobody has really seen yet, at least not that I've seen publicized on YouTube. And that is being able to get Borreload Savage Dragon, Dragoon, and building a hero board all at the same time. So getting 2 negates, getting a skill drain on legs only on your opponent's side of the field with plasma, while also having built-in protection with Sunrise and having plenty of follow-up plays later on into the game if somehow your opponent is able to disrupt your board, or for you to be able to pivot into other directions, because heroes can actually be very adaptable with a plethora of different boss monsters such as Malicious Bane, Trinity, and Darklaw. So this combo I developed is actually very simple. It only requires a 2-card combo. Just as an example, you can kick off this combo with Stratos and Fire Flint Lady. So Fire Flint Lady really is the heart and soul to be able to get heroes to go outside of their box, to be able to not lock themselves into heroes with not having to play cards like Vision Hero Ferris. Now I do play 1 Ferris because it is good to be able to go into him in late game, but that's definitely not the main combo facilitator anymore, at least from my perspective. But there's essentially 11 Stratos in the deck, and there's essentially 10 Fire Flint Ladies in the deck, and I do run a 46 card deck. So other cards that could replace Stratos is Vision Hero Vion, which is very pivotal for this combo, Emergency Call, A Hero Lives, and Rhoda. So other cards that can basically get you to Fire Flint Lady is Rhoda, In for Noble Arms Durandal, and also Heritage of the Chalice. So I put literally 3 ofs of whatever I can put 3 ofs in the deck, and it just helps you get to your combos very easy. And honestly, playing a lot of search cards helps you bait out a lot of like Ash Blossoms and stuff like that, to where you can actually still be able to move forward in your combo. So it does play through interruptions fairly well, and even if you do get interrupted mid-play, you can still get into things like Plasma or Dragoon and stuff like that to still be able to build a formidable board. So all right guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. So as I mentioned, it doesn't matter with the other 3 cards. All you want to have is at least one of the cards that gets you 2 Stratos and one of the cards that gets you 2 Fire Flint Lady, or of course Stratos or Fire Flint Lady. So what you would do is first summon your Stratos. You would search Vion to hand, special summon Fire Flint Lady, send Fire Flint Lady to the grave, special summon Vion with her effect. Vion's effect activates and you're going to dump Shadow Mist to the graveyard. Shadow Mist searches Malicious. Now you can banish your Shadow Mist and you can add Poly to your hand with Vion's second effect. Now you've used up all the effects on board, you're gonna go ahead into Link 2 and you're gonna bring out Isold. So Isold is very pivotal in this combo as well. So you're gonna go ahead and activate her effect to search. You can honestly search any card that is a different element that is not dark, because you're going to want to get into Sunrise. I like to choose Liquid Soldier because my opponent disrupts me. It's nice to have Liquid Soldier in your hand during turn 2. So I like to search Liquid Soldier, even though you won't be able to use his effects. Because of Isol's limiting effect, when you search that card, you can't use his effects that turn. Now you're going to activate Isol's second effect. You're going to send Divine Sword, Phoenix Blade to the graveyard. You only run essentially one equip card that's kind of a brick, because Durendal is also an equip card, so even if you draw into this, you can always get to that level 1 warrior monster. And the level 1 warrior monster you're going to go into is Grappler Angler. And yes, we are going to go into Christian Halki Fibrax. I do feel this does make heroes more competitive, and I know there's a lot of conversation out there of like, oh, you're just putting Dragoon and Savage on the board. But if you're putting Dragoon and Savage on the board, coupled with other very good monsters such as Plasma, it makes it even harder for your opponent to try to break your board. So now, once you do that, you're immediately going to go into your next Link 2, which is going to be Christian Halki Fibrax. Now, Halki Fibrax's effect activates. Now, I was using Recover, and I actually did recently buy Plague Spreader. It actually is a better alternative to Recover, because Recover can be conditional if you're going turn 2, because basically Recover can recover itself from the graveyard by paying 2,000 life points, as long as you have less monsters in your extra deck by at least 5 or more cards. But Plague Spreader is better because you can actually use Plague Spreader and Malicious to get into Savage Dragon, which is why I have Recover. I was doing Recover and Sunrise into Savage Dragon. But anyways, let's just pretend that this is Plague Spreader. So now we're gonna go ahead and activate our Polymerization by sending Liquid Soldier and Mali to the graveyard, and we are now gonna go into Sunrise. Okay, so now that Sunrise is on board, we are going to search Miracle Fusion. So now we are going to banish Malicious, and we are going to special summon Malicious to the field. And again, guys, pretend this is Plague Spreader. This is a level 2 tuner monster. We're now gonna go into a Synchro 8. We're gonna get into Borreload Savage Dragon. Now with Savage Dragon's effect, we're gonna take Isold from graveyard, and he now gets 2 Boral counters. And now this is where things get interesting. We are going to go into our next Link 2, and we are gonna bring out Cross Sheep. Now that Cross Sheep is on the field, we are going to activate our next Miracle Fusion, and we are going to banish Sunrise. This really doesn't matter. You can really banish anything. And Vion, and we are going to bring out our next Sunrise where Cross Sheep is pointing. So now that is going to activate Cross Sheep's effect, and we are going to special summon Stratos to field. Now that Stratos is back on the field, we're getting another search. We're gonna go ahead and search Plasma. Now this is where things get fun, and I don't know why I missed this before, but you can just go ahead and turn Cross Sheep into Link Cross, and because Cross Sheep was a Link 2 card, you can bring out 2 tokens, and now you just immediately have all of the resources you need to go into your Plasma by tributing 3 monsters on field. And now this is why it's important to have a card like Plague Spreader or Recover in your graveyard, so then you can now activate, let's again assume this is Plague Spreader. Plague Spreader's effect is you can send a card from your hand to the top of your deck to special summon it to the field. Now that we've done that, we're gonna go into our next Link 2, and we are going to go into Predaplant Verde Anaconda. Predaplant Verde Anaconda's effect activates. We're gonna go ahead and activate Red Eyes Fusion, which is going to send Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon so that we can get Red Eyes Dark Dragoon to the field. Now, the very last thing that is very important, so then you are not wasting maybe an important resource in your hand to help you in your next turn, you're gonna go ahead and activate Divine Sword Phoenix's effect by banishing 2 warrior monsters from your graveyard. So I'm gonna take Fire Flint Lady, and I'm gonna take Grappler Angler. I'm gonna banish them and add this back to my hand. So as you guys can see, I was able to build this entire board with simply 2 cards, and it's very easy to get to those 2 cards in your deck. I think I have about a 70% chance of grabbing 2 of the necessary cards in order for me to get to this field. And you're going to end with 2 random cards from your deck to your hand. Could be any of your hand traps or impermanents or evenly matched, whatever you decide to put in your deck, or other combo pieces to get you into your next turn if somehow your opponent disrupts your board. And now you even have a discard so then you can use a negate with Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. This is very good. This to me is the best field I have ever seen for heroes. Getting plasma on the field is already very difficult for opponents to deal with, but now having 2 negates makes it even more difficult. Now, this is not an impossible board to break. I would say Super Poly really is the hardest thing to deal with. Now, your opponent could Nibiru you before you get to your Savage Dragon. Even if they do Nibiru before you get to Savage Dragon, you still have some setup in your hand to where you still can get to some decent and good boards. So I don't feel Nibiru is as much of a problem now, because once you get Borreload Savage Dragon on the field, and especially Dragoon, your opponent can't Nibiru you, and usually they're going to be waiting. And if this does become more of a relevant strategy within the TCG, then people may start trying to Nibiru early, but again, you still can build a decent board, so it's not the end of the world. To me, again, Super Poly is probably one of the more difficult cards to deal with. So guys, that's the end of the video. I'd like to know what you think about this hero board. Do you guys play heroes? Is this something that you want to try out? Let me know, and I can also do a deck profile video if this is something you guys are interested in. So like this video, put comments down below, let me know, and I'll be happy to build a deck profile video. And again, guys, if you haven't done it already, make sure you subscribe to RogueDuelist TV. If you're already on that channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell now. If you're on RogueDuelist Trade, go down in the description below, click the link, and make sure you subscribe if you like this type of content. And again, I would like to do other things like skits and stuff like that. That's really stuff that I really enjoy and would like to do. I'd like you guys to be able to see a different side of me. I'm actually a pretty goofy guy, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to do something different. So appreciate it, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and hope to see you in the next video on RogueDuelist TV.